I wish I could keep my storage unit, but it looks like unless people are donating, I'm going to have to put it back into foreclosure. Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this another brand new day. It is 7:08 a.m. on Saturday, the 14th of July. And on my lap, I have a booga booga boogle. She's a little cutie. One of her eyes is kind of, it's not glommed entirely shut. There's just, you can't really see it's this far side. Like right in the middle of her eye, the eyelid is stuck together. So the one eye, it opens up on either side of that, but not right in the middle. But she's still a cutie. She was up and running around in her cage this morning when I got up, and then I had to coax her out by taking a little apple stick and poking around in her cardboard tubes and going booga, 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 booga. And then she came out, so I'm going to put her back because I like to reward her for being so nice, for coming out and walking into my hand, that I don't want her to freak out. One of the things I do, of course, with all of my hamsters is when I'm picking them up or they're just sitting there in their cages throughout the day, I just like touching them and picking them up. I'm not touchy-feely in person with people, but I like fuzzy critters. In fact, I don't like touch in real life. So it's my upbringing. My grandparents were Depression era. And so that was, you kept quiet, you didn't talk, you suffered in silence. If you hurt, but you didn't tell anybody. Everything was stoic. There was a mask. What happened in your private life was private life, and so it was the big standoff thing. And so my mother, having had that as her parents, was emotionally distant. And so I find I'm constantly struggling against that because I'm emotionally distant. And I don't like human touch. I don't like to be touched. But that's just my upbringing. I know it's not right, and so I actually reach out to shake hands. I don't touch people unless they ask to be touched. I mean, you never, ever, ever do that, because the right to swing your fist, which is from your opinion to just wandering hands to slugging someone, ends where somebody else's nose begins, which could be just their personal space, how they feel inside, what their opinions are on being touched without being asked. So I'll shake hands and I'll reach out, and if somebody reaches out to touch, I'll reach back out, but just as a normal thing, for normal courtesy, for normal decency and all that. I'm not. My heart was skipping beats there. My atria have never worked right throughout my life. I mean, they have, of course, but they always skip beats, and it's very unpleasant. I asked my doctor about that like 10 years and some odd ago. He said it's moderately common, not dangerous unless it's a certain type, but I've lived this long with it, so I guess it's not the dangerous type. So it feels like someone going thump into my middle of my chest that doesn't hurt, but it's still someone going whoomp. And so I'm trying to talk, it's just going whoop. So fun stuff. Luckily, I mean, you can even survive without your atria working. Your heart is largely gravity fed by the time it gets to your atria, which you've got the big pumps, the ventricles of your heart. That pushes the blood throughout your body. The atria are just there to help give an extra push to that blood as it's getting back to your heart from the veins. Because by the time your blood gets back to your heart, it ain't moving all that well, all that quick, and all that efficiently, so it needs that extra boost to keep going. But even if your atria don't work and it's just gravity feed, it's not comfortable. I mean, you're going to feel the effects, but it doesn't kill you. Unless, of course, they like vibrate out of turn and do horrible things, in which case the rest of your heart is going to be struggling and fighting. So, thumbs up for that. But, what was I talking about before? Booga booga and hamsters and stuff. I'm very distracted today. Oh yeah, I was talking about being emotionally distant. Okay, but I'm very distracted as well. Even though I have been sleeping okay, because I slept okay last night when I slept. Because of the pollen that my allergies to pollen and leaf mold, and all that, my sinuses are going crazy. They are just draining all the time. I am coughing all the time. I woke up 5:30 this morning trying to cough hard into my sleep mask. And I'd been coughing as I'd been sleeping. I could tell because the inside of my mask was damp from coughing. But you try coughing when you got an air compressor blowing air back down your throat. It's really hard to cough. And one of the things about coughing is you need to get that stuff up out of your lungs. Otherwise it sits. And if it sits, then you get an accumulation of bacteria growth. And when you have an accumulation of bacteria growth, you can get bronchitis and worse. So I used to be very prone to getting chronic bronchitis. One year I had it like, well, I can't even tell you how many times, because I'd have bronchitis, I'd be cleared up for about a week, and then boom, bronchitis again. It was a very bad time. I don't want that. My lungs have been clear for a long time now, and I want them to stay that way. But oy vey, this summer, it's just been killing me. The inside of my ears itch. I can barely hear a thing out of this ear, which I gotta go talk to the doctors. It's a wax thing, because if I grab my ear like this and pull, anatomically, if I can't hear, that will clear it up, at least for a little while. Yay. I stopped using Q-tips like a year and some ago, because I'd always used Q-tips. I didn't like the feeling of it. I'm really rambling because, as stated, I didn't get much sleep. I am really tired. I'm doing my best. But I'm still rambling, still just telling crazy stories. But I stopped using Q-tips, and I hated that because the inside of my ears itch when I don't use Q-tips, and I hate itchies. Because itches are, well, they itch. And you can't really reach the inside of your ears, but I just live with that. I've always had pretty good hearing. Holy smokes. My hearing, ever since I stopped using Q-tips, has gotten so much better. I mean, it's incredible. I've always, as I said, my hearing has been so much better than it has any right to be, because it has been used and abused. I've gone to concerts when I was a kid where I came out of it, I couldn't hear for 3 days. Halfway through the concert, my ears were short-circuiting. I couldn't hear music. All I could hear was... And then for 3 days, there'd be nothing. I was deaf. So my hearing is better than I have any right for it to be. And I can be up here in this room with my door shut, my housemates downstairs in the living room with the door open, traffic going by, just doing stuff here, playing a game, and I can hear a lighter going click downstairs at the front door. Ah, it's insane. My hearing has gotten so good just by not using Q-tips. But then the thing is, when you use Q-tips, that pushes the wax inward up against your eardrum, and as it clears off, your hearing clears up. Hokey smokes. Especially, I think it's amazing, these are very noise canceling. I cannot remember the name of who sent these to me, but these are incredible. I love them so much. Thank you. The cord drives me nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's like 10 feet long, which is awesome, but I'm only like 1.5 feet away from it plugs in, so I got like 8 feet of loose cord. But these are incredible. Awesome speakers, and they're almost noise canceling. I can hear things so much better with these on. When I'm sitting up here, I can just hear a basic for a lot of stuff. Turn these on, I can hear that's the TV, and I can hear the TV people talking now, just by wearing these and canceling out some noise. My hearing is better than I have any right for it to be. Even now, I mean, when I have a stereo system in, I have a stereo system in my van. I used to crank it up to the very limits of human endurance and have that as loud. Now, I can't, because I hear so well. If I turn it up even half as loud as it used to, it hurts too much. I gotta turn it down, because I can hear too well. I thought your hearing was supposed to get worse as you got older. Mine's gotten better. I'd love to go get it checked out and find out exactly what the ranges are, because I can hear better than I have any right to. Thumbs up. So, all my hamsters are still okay. Oh, I wanted to tell this one. This happened like 2 days ago, when it first started getting really hot in here. And Charvy, I gotten up to go to the window, and I came back and I looked in his cage, and Charvy looked like he was dead. There was this mound of bedding here, and he was on the mound, head down, lower feet stretched out, his nose pushed into the bedding and such, and then his head slid and his body slid, so it looked like he had crawled out of the cage. His nose got stuck. He tried crawling, it pushed his head, and then he died there. And I went, oh no, Charlie, the heat must have killed him, because he wasn't moving, and he looked dead. So I touched him and went, Charlie? Just touched him with the outer side of my hand, and he must have jumped 6 inches into the air. Scared the hell out of me, but he was fine. He was just, all the heat was so bad these past couple days. My poor hammies. In a way, Charvey's in better shape because he's lost so much fur. He's still in the process of losing fur, even though fur is growing back. I don't know why I pointed here. He's over against the window. This is Boogle down here. Huh. Got confused. But he's doing better in the heat because he's losing so much fur. And I wish I knew. I gotta Google it. I've gotta Google it. I don't know why I haven't. I just finally went this morning looking at it and went, I gotta Google this. I've gotta Google it and find out what's going on. So hopefully, I mean, I know it's not gonna hurt him. Bobo already went through this where he lost 95% plus of his fur. He just had a little bit of fur around his whiskers, a little bit of fur around some of his ears, and then a tiny bit around his feet. The rest of his fur fell off. And I felt so horrible. So I kept him over there out of circulation, and then when I came back to him after like a month, he had more fur than ever. He was a dust mop. He'd gone from being a hamster with a little bit of fur, you know, kind of fluffy, to fur falling off to being boom, like this. He was fur everywhere. And it was just, he was cute. Cute as the devil because of that. It was awesome. Definitely a thumbs up. Oh, come on. There's some important stuff that's been going on in my life, hasn't there? I can't remember yesterday because I kept falling asleep. Oh, boy, it was hot. Oh, yeah, that's one thing I want to talk about. I'm really, really worried. We're already hitting, just in the U.S., national temps of 105 in the summertime. Hotter than it's ever been. I mean, literally hotter than it's ever been. We are breaking world records for heat. And even now, if we stopped all carbon emissions right now and stopped the greenhouse gases all around the globe, next year, it's going to be 110. And then the next year in the summertime, it's going to be 115. And then in the next summer after that, it's going to be 120. It's going to take a while for all this stuff to stabilize, and it might stabilize at a level that's hotter than human life can survive. Because it's not going to stop going up just because we've hit record temps now. We've got all these climate change deniers that are just pouring greenhouse gases into the air, and there's no doubt that this is happening. Even the people that are funding all this anti-climate change stuff back in the 60s and 70s, their documents are coming out that they realized they had a problem because they knew this was destroying the planet. How were they going to phrase this so that they could keep polluting but make it look like this isn't happening? And so now we have worldwide temps that are insane and getting worse. I don't know what we're going to do when people start dying, and it's probably going to be in the next year or two when the temps get so high, people start dying in waves, and it's going to keep getting worse each and every year. And that's if we stop right now. It might stop at about 150 degrees during the summer. It might stop at 160 degrees during the summer. How do we survive that? Death Valley is like only 120. Thumbs up. I don't really have any hope for the future. I think we're entering the great filter right now, which is like there is something that kills apparently 99.99999% of the population of everything in the universe. You have to watch the Kurzgesagt about this. It's rather amazing. One of the things is they wondered, does a technological species of a matter of course render its atmosphere uninhabitable? We're on the way to doing that. Even on top of everything else. But life is life. Life is life. Not in the horrible way that I say life is life when I say, oh boy, that's depressing. But really, life is life. Nothing is wrong with life. Life is worth living. It really is. Metabolizing for another day is a good thing. You cannot think clearly when things are going improperly in your head. So if you're depressed or something horrible has happened, someone has died, all these things, they affect your way of thinking, they affect how you can think. So when you come up with all I can see is death, doom, and destruction, that's because your brain is set to only see that. There are lots of other answers. You just can't see them right now. So never, ever, ever make a permanent type decision when you are not thinking clearly. Oh boy. Life is not always horrible. Just wait to the side and wait for it to get a little better so that you can think clearly before you make any rash decisions. Then you can make a rash decision. Thumbs up for that. Now, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people, and it's arranged because I count in American Sign Language, which is, sign language, on the fingers of my left hand. So, I also forget. I've got very, very tough difficulties remembering and concentrating. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. My sincere apologies. I'm better than most, but... And of course, I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to go through and read them all later, answer as many as I can, thumbs up each one I read. Thank you all so very much. I spend a lot of time in the comments, and I appreciate that very, very much. So I'm calling up Chrome, I hope. Here we are. Buvan Kishore, I think it is. Thank you very, very much. And Big Smoke, thank you. Greatly appreciated. Tundra Keeper, always good to see you in the comments. And Kirioko, thank you very, very much. And Danette Miles, I sure hope I'm close. Colin Wall, thank you very, very much. And Jeremy Sisler, I think it is. And Kathy Kit's Cat, thank you very, very much. Mudroop, and then it looks like Japanese characters, I think. Thank you very, very much. Mr. Mario Media, greatly appreciated. Sakmood Tsuyama, I don't know how that's exactly pronounced. And the Starchy One, greatly appreciated. Impulse, thank you very, very much. And Red Hot Chili Fan 98, I've recognized your name now for some time. And Isa Alves, I sure hope I'm close. Thank you very, very much. Austin H, thumbs up. Craven Blood, I still like that name. Thank you very, very much. I know is that the Marvel Comics Craven Blood, the Hunter, Craven the Hunter. But Crocodile Keys Production, thumbs up and thank you. And Brian Glenn, thumbs up and thank you. Good to see you. And Philip English, thank you very, very much. Crazy Red Dragon, thumbs up. I like the name, thank you. Kenny Everett, thank you very, very much. And Pigeon Man 49, thank you very much. King Versus, thumbs up. And last but not least, Herbs, like 5 Z's in there. So thumbs up and thank you, each and every one, as stated, to get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real life. Thank you so very much. Oh, if you can, and if you could, I've gotten one donation to save my storage unit. If I pay them on Monday, I need $310. I've gotten one $70 donation. Thank you very, very much, Kira. It is appreciated to no end, but I owe them $310 on Monday. So I appreciate to no end. Hopefully someone will donate at least something, because I'll be able to use the donation for something. But right now, that's... Thank you very, very much. I wish I could keep my storage unit, but it looks like unless people are donating, I'm going to have to put it back into foreclosure. Let's see, where am I? I'm right here. No, but where am I otherwise? I got various links down below. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron, that would be very, very cool. Neither of which will help me with my storage unit, but it would be nice because your Patreon.com patrons is what keeps this roof over my head. If you could donate to my PayPal down below so I could keep my storage unit, I need $310 by Monday, and it goes up by almost $10 every single day. And if I can't pay them off soon, I gotta go back into foreclosure. Where am I? I'm right here. I mean, if you could toss me a like, that would be cool. I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And if you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. Oh yes, talking about donations, I have these very, very awesome and beautiful people who have donated to my PayPal. I'm not going to be able to finish my stuff up properly. I got to cut it off here soon. Thank you very much for donating. It is appreciated. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. Hopefully I'm going to have a reaction video today. Hopefully a game video. Hopefully a game video from a game channel. Maybe even I'll stream. Who knows? So you take care. I will see you. And that, my friend, is a very good thing.